Not a single person has voted at the Wolf River Primary School in the Eastern Cape town of Keiskammahoek. The residents there are protesting only meters away from the voting station. And they've been telling our reporter they are upset about delays in the settling of their land claim. Malungelo Booi has been there since the morning and joins us now live. Malungelo, we've been following the story of this community, a long-standing issue that they are really bringing to a head, almost to the precipice here on election day. They were calling earlier on for someone from the Land Claims Commission to come and address them before they would decide as a community how to proceed. How's that story developed since this morning?
I'll tell you this, Iman, the local mayor actually came here to speak to the residents that you can see up behind me, essentially just saying that they must go and vote because this is their democratic right while they try really to solve the problem that or the issue that these residents are raising. But the residents, Iman, are essentially just refusing to budge, saying that they will not move here until really somebody from the Land Claims Commission comes and address them. Now, Iman, you spoke about the voting station. That's the voting station that, some of these residents essentially meant to go and vote there. I've seen at least one person, Iman, going there. But the residents here are adamant that they themselves will not be taking part in this election because if they do, they know that officials will actually just take the vote and not come and address the concerns that they have. In fact, I want to bring in Omnye. I just want to bring in one of the ladies, Iman, umama Adonis. Mama ngicela unibhekelele kancinci. Yini ndiyaxolisa. Ndiyaxolisa. Mama ufundiswa kunjani?
Siyaphila tata Nkosi akhondo kunjani?
Ndikhona. Nivukile ulapha. Kutheni ungafuna uvota?
Into abantwana ngafuna uvota. Lilungelo lethu esingalifumaniyo. Sinemali yethu esayiclaima kudala from 1996. Ngoku unyaka besingaphi lo? I'm sure 26 years.
Yeah.
Ngoku into eyenzekayo ke ngoku liye lapasiswa ke kudala into bana elilungelo lotata bethu imali yemfuduko into bana sasuswa kwindawo esasihlala kuzo 1973 kususwa otata bethu. Yavuka ke ngoku into yeclaim eyayifakwe ngoba umgunyasi uba kwenziwa ilungelo lento abantu mabafumane imali yabo yemfuduko. Abemihlaba bona bathathwa babengaphandle emihlabeni, bathathwa bafuduswa kodwa bangene emihlabeni yabo. Ngoku ke ngoku ke yilo mali yalemfuduko ke ngoku le ibangele into bana sibe namhlanje sithatha esi sigqibo sento kubana noko masingabalelwa apha evotini ngoba le mali ipasisiwe. Isawugqiba ipasisiwe ayizi kuthi.
Ayizi kuni. Ubuthe lo mhlaba kwakungutata wakho lo afumene le mali. Wasweleka engayifumananga nawe unexhaloba ungaswela ukungayifumananga le mali.
Kuba siyaphela nyani kangangento bana mna phaya ekhaya ngoku kwayisisters zami ziswelekile sisheke sibabini qha. Xa kubhubhe thina ngoku izafunyanwa ngubani le mali?
Ucifa ukungavoti kuzoyilungisa kanjani le andincede ndikuve andiyivisisisi lento yongavoti.
Kaloku kungavoti kukudinwa kukuvota sawugqiba uvota sibabiza abantu sicela into bana masenzelwe into ethile sivote siqwesa qwa singenzelwa nto nangoku sinalo ixhala into bana sawugqiba uvota apha sobe siphinde sibone umuntu apha nalo mali iyawuphephetha ingathi kuvutha umlilo wendiza okanye umlilo wenkanga singasoze siphinde siyifumane.
Okay, ndiyabulela. All right, Iman, that's one of the residents or the protesters, Umama Fundiswa Adonis. I would love to speak to all of them, but I can't. Essentially, she's saying that, she moved, her family, in fact, she moved here when she was only 11 years old with her family and saying that, well, the community had, in fact, put that land claim about 28 years ago, and up to now, nothing has essentially happened, and they're saying that withholding her democratic right to vote is the only thing that she believes authorities will understand or will hear and will compel authorities to essentially come and address, the concerns that she and the rest of this community have. But Iman, as things stands, really, she and many other residents in this village are not budging. They're saying that they're not going to be taking part in this. They're not going to be taking part at all in this election. In fact, Iman, when you move around this area, one of the things that you can see is that residents have essentially put in massive rocks and trees on the road, trying to block the roadway for anyone to access this particular village. But also when you try to access the voting station, again, massive rocks there have been placed by residents because they're just saying that they don't want to take part in these elections. And at first, they did not actually even want anyone to be voting in this voting station. There's about, 305 people that are registered to vote in this voting station here, and I think there's just 1 or 2 people, Iman, so far that have got in and voted, and those people actually are not necessarily from this village. They come from nearby villages because residents from here are saying that they're not taking part in these elections whatsoever.
It's so interesting, Malungelo, and sad at the same time. They're using this opportunity to raise the concerns that, as you say, is almost 3 decades, almost as old as our democracy in the making, 26 years. I heard your interviewee say, waiting for a resolution on this matter. And, you know, it's interesting in the wider spread about what some of the disengaging points or opportunities are in South Africa. This comes up. The issue of land reform comes up. Some people cite that land reform has been a failure. Only 8 to 10% of farmland returned back to black South Africans since apartheid ended in 1994. There's other research, though, that says government is closer to their target of 30% to redistribute white-owned commercial agricultural land. But you can really see how these issues are boiling to the surface on this day where we are meant to celebrate that democracy, but the interpretation of that democracy, what it means for people and the issues that they specifically are raising, the issues in their lived experience are taking center stage. It's a really fascinating foray into the picture, the real family picture of what South Africa represents today.